Welcome back to She's a Wreck, your favourite podcast where me, Lauren Lyle, I recommend with my good pals across the board in film, TV, culture, everything, some really good recommendations by women that will influence your life and have influenced their life. Okay, episode 3. The side eye of like, wow, she's dramatic. But we're back. It feels like this is now an up and running thing. It feels like you're all committed. And if you're committed to me, I'm committed to you. And if there's anything that we learnt last week, if you pay me, I'll do a good job.
Yeah,
I'll do whatever you need me to do.
I think that was on the
That's on the Patreon. So if you want a good job and you want this to actually feel like something's worthwhile, go on the Patreon. Okay. Otherwise, I don't know what you're here for. No, this is a full thing now. I'm very excited. It's been an absolutely amazing response. It's been crazy. Our first episode with Katrina went down very well. Lots of rec heads have joined.
Rec heads.
That's cool, isn't it?
Yeah.
And
triple figures we're on to now.
Sexy. That's cool. And we do have another guest upon guests today. I'd like to introduce you to my twins.
Oh, fuck. Oh, yeah, they're here. Yeah.
I think we're going to call them, what would you say, Baz and Taz.
Baz and Taz.
Baz and Taz, baby. My BAFTAs, my Scottish BAFTAs. Hi, girls. Or boys. Or theys. Hey, yous. You know? Just keep it real.
Yeah, exactly.
Keep it cool.
You did kind of bring them in and deliver them in quite a dramatic way.
Yeah, I did an unboxing, basically.
Should we put that on She's a Extra?
Yes, on She's a Extra, you will see the unboxing and the what's in my bag of the arrival of the twins.
Yeah.
Let's say it's the birth of the twins. Is that weird?
Yeah, it's a bit.
Yeah, but look,
but then
it's funny.
There's also some quite nice stories of the night they were born, stuff like that. And we're still not quite sure why decided they're here.
I think it's because you asked me to bring them in.
Yeah.
You did ask me to bring them in.
Yeah, on an extra or maybe at the end of Katrina's episode.
I've not done this off my own accord. I have not said, please let me bring in my twins. Like an absolute freak.
Well, yeah, so here they are.
There they are.
Are they staying here or are they going to...
I think I should take them home. I don't trust you.
Okay.
Actually, no, I do trust you.
Yeah, but it's also not just us that use this studio.
Yeah.
And it makes it look like...
Yes, it is. This is my home.
Yeah, oh yeah, sorry. You purpose-built this.
We purpose-built the Traitors started. You're right, sorry. The Traitors also use this home. Yeah. That's all it is.
Traitors by name. You can't leave BAFTAs kicking around
You're so right. You're so right. Also, Stephen from the Traitors might steal one because he's Scottish.
Yeah.
He might steal one for himself.
Scribe his own name into it.
Yeah. But speaking of big awards, which we have been, Katrina Balfe, who was our first guest, has been nominated for an IFTA for lead actress for Outlander.
Hey.
The Irish Film and Television Awards or something. It's basically. And I think that's very exciting because that's such a big combination of her for 10 years of really, really hard work. More than that now. It's been more than 10 years.
Yeah.
That was Katrina's award was announced after she was on the show. So congratulations to her.
Yeah. And
very cool.
Cultural impact award we should be getting.
Two words. Cultural impact.
Yes.
We should be getting what? Some sort of...
Just sort of recognition.
Money?
Some sort of money.
Once again, money.
Yeah.
If someone pays me... God, they're so... The limits are endless with me and when it comes to
with money.
Okay, on to the next. This week, we've got one of my very close friends, one of my wonderful, again, one of the funniest people I know. Actor, writer, comedian, internet guy. He's written TV shows, books, skits. He's been on massive movies. He's been on massive TV shows. It's Harry Trevaldwyn. If you want to try and spell his name, good luck.
You won't be able to.
You won't be able to. But it is pronounced Trevaldwyn. And he has written, let me get this right, 2 different books. The first one is called The Romantic Tragedies of a Drama King. And the second one is called I Can't Believe I Don't Have a Boyfriend. More Romantic Tragedies of a Drama King. Imagine having such a brain capacity to write a book.
2 books.
2 books. And I also know that he's writing TV shows at the moment. Isn't that crazy? And he also is just extremely light as a person. You always meet him and he'll just give you a laugh.
Yeah.
And he's always really got time for his friends. He's
Yeah.
very cool. And he always looks really good. He's got great style. So he's up next. It was an amazing catch up. Jimmy, you've written too much kissing, maybe.
Yeah.
Did we kiss?
No, but there's a bit of a running joke throughout the episode that you've been practicing kissing with each other.
I don't remember that.
And it gets a bit out of hand.
That's how much I think I just get like deep into the chats that I don't remember exactly what has been said. But yeah, it's not wrong. It's not wrong. It's absolutely correct.
He covers a good range of stuff, though.
Such a good range of stuff.
Yeah.
Really mixed. It's not your standard album, film and book.
No.
It's really like cultural. It's properly cultural.
Yeah.
It made me feel cool afterwards.
Yeah.
With this next extra episode, we're going to do something a bit different. So if you want to get on the Patreon, for She's a Rextra, get on there. Don't sign up to the free one because you won't get anything. I got confused about that this week. You have to sign up to the paid one, which is like £4. It's not a lot of money at all. It's a coffee. It's one coffee a month. And we're going to do a Q&A with me.
You haven't seen the questions yet.
No,
either.
it's your questions. Yeah. The Q&A that you've been asking people that are already on the Patreon, they're already rec heads.
I've seen the questions, and yeah, there's career, there's some personal stuff, and several about your cat.
God, that can't be my personality now. It can't be that my brand is Scottish and my cat.
Yeah.
It's going that way, isn't
you're
it?
sat next to two Scottish BAFTAs and you've talked a lot about your cat.
Right.
So
okay, well, I need to get more interesting,
speaks
don't I?
volumes.
It does, doesn't it? Look, enjoy Harry's episode. I can't wait for you to hear it. I really love doing it. It's such a joy to do it with your friends, and you can come be pals with us. I think we could play brother and sister.
I think so too.
Blonde, white.
We can play Aryan brother and sister.
Aryan brother and sister in a really horrible film.
Where we play the baddies, realistically.
Yeah, obviously.
Yeah.
And I'm interested in playing more baddies.
Yeah, have you ever played a baddie? Like a baddie?
I've played like assimilations of baddie. Like Marcelly in Outlander, she was baddie.
Okay.
And then she came good.
Okay.
And then Mia in The Ridge.
Yeah. Well,
she ends up being a bit of a baddie.
A bit of a baddie, but like, I actually haven't finished watching it yet, so don't spoil it.
Oh, have you not?
No, I've just finished episode 2.
Episode 2?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, you've so much more to come.
I know.
It's so good. What happens?
Well, hey, listen. No, wait, I must be on episode 3. How many episodes are there?
6.
Okay, I think I'm on episode 3. The house is burned.
Okay, yeah, I think that's... Yeah, you're past 2, you're past 2.
Oh, yeah, okay.
Yeah, you're into 3.
I'm recording all of this. This is a really nice intro.
You're about to say, wow, we've got a fan.
Yeah. What would you do if all my racks were like, Karen Peary, The Ridge, Outlander?
Who's the female that has inspired you the most in your life?
And I'm like, and in podcast, she's a rack.
Yeah, like anything at the moment that you're loving, he's a wreck. And always have. Listen to every episode.
Always have, always will.
Oh, always will. And you know what?
Yeah.
It's like Outlander fans. Outlander fans are some of the most dedicated people in the world who told me when I started the show, you will never not have us as fans. Whatever you do, we'll support it.
Jesus.
Is that
Forever.
nice? Or is
Sorry,
that a bit much?
test that.
It's wonderful. At first I was like, whoa, I don't believe you. And
But is
then,
it true?
True.
Wow.
True. They gas you up on everything you do. It could be rubbish, and they're like, she is the queen of acting.
Oh,
You're like,
God.
Great.
That's so nice.
Yeah, so I do feel I now have fans forever.
Yeah.
Which is great for the ego, great for like when I have existential crises.
Great for when you upload something that you're not so sure about.
Oh,
Yeah.
you know you're getting at least 100 likes.
Yeah.
From those 100.
Yeah, they're like, here we go again. Slay, mama.
Slay, mama.
Slay, mama, please. Oh, God.
Yeah, honestly though, like, welcome to the Traitors.
Thank you so much.
Does it not feel like that's where we are?
Yeah, it really, really does.
I think so.
I would be a lamb for slaughter in that game.
I would too.
I'm so trusting. It's a miracle I haven't been in a cult.
See, I think I said something recently. I was like, I'm a good actor, but I'm a terrible liar. I'm just too honest. But I think I'd crumble.
Yeah.
Whenever I play Mafia with friends, there was one time where I got so overwhelmed that I just admitted I was the mafia straight away.
This
and I
is
was
the
so
thing.
over it. I was so angry that I
Yeah,
was.
yeah.
And I was like, I'm the mafia. Yeah, I'm the mafia. Whatever. And they were like, oh, I don't know now. Like, are you? Is this a game? Is this a double bluff? And I was like, no, I'm the mafia.
And then you left.
No, and then that actually got me really far.
Oh.
Yeah. And then I almost won, and then they were like, oh, no.
It's like you did reveal yourself pretty early on.
Yeah.
Okay, so that that could have ruined the game for
Yeah.
everyone. But is Traitors just it is Mafia, isn't
Basically.
it? Because I've only played Mafia for the first time
I
like
think
last
it's
year.
like a Nordic game called Werewolf.
Sorry?
Is where it's it's where
Sorry?
it's based from.
Is it?
Yeah, people in like Scandinavia play this thing called Werewolf, which is like a parlor game
So
Fun.
she.
Yeah,
where you
that's
all
better.
sit round a table. 2 of you are werewolves, and you kill the villagers off at night.
Oh,
And
sorry.
then people
actually,
have to like figure it out.
Story-wise, I much prefer that.
That's also quite brutal. Gives me quite a lot of imagery.
Yeah,
Also, as a Scottish person, I appreciate anything Nordic.
sure.
I recently found out, and it's something that probably every Scottish person knows, that the Vikings came from Norway over to Scotland, and like they first landed in Orkney, and I was about to film in Orkney doing the outrun,
Yeah.
and I didn't know that was it was so direct as a connection, and apparently like I learned it from the Northman. The film, the Nicole, the Nicole Kidman
Yeah,
film.
yeah.
Wonderful film. Where
Which,
she swears,
honestly, which
and
film is not a Nicole
and
Kidman
also in
film?
another amazing wig.
Okay, yeah.
And they come over at the end to Orkney, and I then went to Orkney, and I could see like essentially quite Nordic flags.
Oh, wow.
Everywhere. Amazing. Anyway, so I actually feel quite connected
Yes,
to
yeah. To werewolves now.
werewolves,
Yeah.
anything Nordic.
Yeah.
Right, I'm gonna ask you about some things now.
Okay, fine.
She's a Wreck.
Yeah.
The reopening, grand opening
Yeah.
of She's a Wreck season 3.
Yeah.
What are we calling it? The revamp?
I think revamp is perfect. Especially we were just talking about werewolves, so revamp kind of works.
Oh yeah, lovely.
Yeah.
The reboot. It's not a reboot. It's a revamp.
Yeah. What would you do if you did up your kitchen and then you were showing it around? What would you call that?
The rebrand.
Would you?
rebrand a kitchen?
Sorry, Lauren is very
I'm very in the industry.
You call that a
Very in the
rebrand?
industry.
Got new cupboards. It's a rebrand.
I would do like a. I
Lauren's
would
like,
do
we're redefining how you cook.
No, but you know, like
Nordic cupboard.
this is a Nordic cupboard.
Yeah.
I've become really integrated in my Nordic
Yes.
culture. You know, is it Joel? What's his name? The comedian that did.
Domit.
Don't know. Is the Birmingham one?
Oh no,
Do you mean Joe Lycett?
Joe Lycett.
Joe Lycett. That's
You've
what
put
I mean.
his 2 names
Yeah,
together.
yeah.
Yes.
I really like that.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
think you'd like that.
Yeah.
Joe Lycett doing a grand opening of his kitchen, and he
That was
invited
good.
the mayor of Birmingham to come and open it.
Oh,
and
that's
she's,
so
I think
good.
she or he said yes.
Oh, perfect.
I'm going for she first, just to make sure that we're on like woman.
Yes,
Yeah.
she's a wreck.
You get
First
it.
Yeah,
wreck.
yeah.
Mayor of
The
Birmingham.
mayor of, unless it's a man.
Mayor of Birmingham. Big up the mayor of Birmingham.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
I should have done that. Big up the mayor of Birmingham.
Yeah, you should have done. But you know what? The beauty of editing.
Yeah, I'll keep that in. Okay, I'm going to refer to my cue cards.
Okay, I hate that I don't have something in my hand, so I'm going to put my empty mug back in.
Okay, that's a really actory thing to do as well.
Thank
Like you're
you.
doing press.
Yes.
So my cue card tells me that I have to. Thanks, Jimmy, producer. I've also like got a new good producer to do the podcast, so now it's actually going to be
Okay.
really good.
We'll hold off on good until.
Yeah.
I think it's going
Not gonna
well.
brag.
You get it.
I just did this. So I think we know. I went to a gig the other day, and this has happened before at a gig because I think I don't go to gigs that often. And I did this. I didn't know what to do with my hands, but I
on.
was so excited. It was HAIM.
At HAIM, you gave a rock on.
And I kept on doing
The
this.
devil horns.
Is that what it's called?
Well, that's what it is.
Is it?
Yeah.
Okay, well, that was me. So
Is that where that's come from?
Yeah.
We're finding
We're
out
such a
so
history lesson
much.
today.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, so Harry, how do we know each other? Because Harry, you're an actor. For people that don't know who you are, I discovered you. I discovered
Yeah, yeah. Everything I have is thanks
before
to
we
you.
were friends. I discovered you online during COVID, doing funny Instagram videos, and I went and looked back recently. And you were doing good ones for a while before that even.
Yeah.
Like
oh,
you
sorry. yeah, it was.
But some of my faves, like were How to Get a Free Sample.
Sure.
Smug Mum's my favourite.
Great.
I feel like people know you for Smug Mum.
I think so. I think that's the one that I did the most repeated.
Okay, yeah.
I will say what I get recognised for the most is a video that I have never done.
Is it Keira Knightley?
It's Keira Knightley. I've
my
never
God.
done the Keira Knightley videos. I more than any piece of work I've ever done. It's done by an amazing like online comedian, Luke Millington Drake, and I've had like long conversations with people, and then at the end they've been like, and by the way, I loved the Keira Knightley videos. And now I have to do a thing where if I'm like, if I think I'm not going to see them again, I say thank you. And if I do know that I'm going to see them again, I have to explain it.
Yeah.
But I think it's maybe because it's like
you don't want to break someone's heart and ruin their dream.
But also I'm like, you're about to be so embarrassed that you've got it wrong.
Yeah.
So I don't tell them.
It's such a testament to you as a good person, actually.
Thank you. But also just accepting praise that I didn't earn.
Yeah.
Fine.
Shouldn't we all?
Yeah, I think so.
It's the way you get through life.
Take the roses.
Yeah.
Take the flowers.
Flowers. Roses?
Specifically roses for me.
You're a roses fan, I see. Anyone listening that wants to buy you flowers, it'll be roses.
I actually really want to go on. I actually don't like roses, so I don't want that to be on record.
I don't love roses either.
Well, you know what?
They indicate death often, I find.
White roses.
Yeah.
And also, I think tightly packed. I think when roses are like...
Tightly packed.
Tightly packed, you know, like Valentine's Day roses that are like buds.
So unoriginal.
So unoriginal. But if it's like a wide, like a flouncy rose, then I'm okay with it.
I find a rose
To all
to
my
be like,
suitors.
but even also like a rose, it's like the death of a relationship, even when it's Valentine's Day, because I don't know. Yeah, most of my romantic relationships have died.
Okay, so actually, yeah. Woof.
First one, oofed. Not true. I've got a few on the go at the moment.
We're doing okay.
Yeah.
So, if you're only listening, Devil Horns just came out again because we've got a rock chick on our hands.
Whoa, rocket! What was it? A bull? What was it?
No, Devil Horns.
Devil Horns.
Devil Horns. But also a bull. Yeah.
Bulls love red. Okay. Anyway,
Yeah.
so you're that, but you're also now quite a profoundly prolific actor, I'd say.
Okay.
You've done lots of things. You've done 10%,
Mm-hmm.
absolute crowd favourite from me, on 10%. And you've also done How to Train Your Dragon quite recently. And that's enormous.
Yeah.
But being on that, I've seen your videos of you being on set, and you talk very casually about being on that. And actually,
Yeah.
when you see videos that you put up on Instagram, or if I've seen anything, I'm like, that's an insane set to be on. That's very Hollywood.
It was, you know what? It was and actually, it was Hollywood in Belfast. But there was actually, obviously, literally in the town next door to where we were filming was called Hollywood, but with one L.
Wow.
Was it? So it must be Holywood. I'm now questioning it. What's amazing is I've done zero research on it.
It's okay.
But it was kind of I think I remember going specifically on like that first day of set. It is like I'd never been on something of that scale.
Yeah. Were there American accents around a lot?
Weirdly, it was a lot of Belfast crew, which is amazing. So it was a lot of Northern Irish accents, and then
Not the execs kicking about.
no, and then a lot of the execs. The director had an American accent, and
Did he ever use a foghorn? What are they called? Like a big microphone.
well, what was amazing? So Dean, who directed it, was also he was the director of the animated films, and he was involved in all those ones. So he loves the world so much. And I remember one of the most special things, and he also just has a really beautiful way with words. And I remember often when he was describing what we would be seeing as the dragons, he would do it as a foghorn and would just describe it so beautifully. He was like, and the monstrous nightmare is dripping down like molten lava, snaking his way down. It was like honestly like listening to a gorgeous audio.
Were you then just looking at a tennis ball?
No, often they had puppets a lot. They had the same. I really wish I could remember the name of the company, because they were amazing. But it was the same team that did Warhorse and things like that.
Oh, cool.
And we had like 2-scale puppets of the dragon. It was honestly amazing.
That, and then did you have to ride any dragons at any point?
I did.
Was it you that was telling me about your experience doing that? Was that not quite like riding a bull?
It was like riding you know those like bulls that you would have in the pub, like outside.
In the pub.
We had that was
You know, all the bulls at the pub.
No, but we actually had that in the pub that I grew up. Once a year, they had a bull.
They brought a bull in.
At the
Yeah,
rodeo
no, but
thing.
not a real bull.
Obviously not.
What are they called? Is it a bucking bronco?
Bucking bronco.
Yeah.
Is that what it is?
Yeah.
Okay. But they had that, so that's my connection to it. But it was literally like that. So it was you were sort of like hoisted up and then raised really high above.
Raised that and then brought down on top.
And then it was like it would move like a dragon.
Did it move like you were like riding? Like
Yeah.
like in a sexual way?
No,
No, don't say yes then.
I'm gonna say it didn't feel that way. Also because I'd also like slightly hurt my back just before we were doing it.
Not sexy.
And like, which isn't sexy. And to be like so terrified, it isn't sexy. And so I'm excited to go into the second film. It might be sexier.
Yeah. Now you've done it once.
Yeah.
Have you thought?
No, I'll bring my cowboy hat and I'll be swinging it around.
Have you watched your performance and gone, could have made that sexier?
Yeah, for sure.
100%.
Yeah. I'm like, oh, come on, build it up.
Yeah.
Build
it.
Like,
almost do like a rave where it's like, kill two birds with one stone, like show off what you can do.
But also I'm hoping that will like be revealed in the outfits. I want more midriff.
Yeah.
More
longer
thigh.
hair. Because she's such long hair.
I actually have already such long hair, so I would like it to be like ass grazing hair.
Oh my god! And you're kind of Viking looking in it, so it's like
we're
for
in
you, such a Nordic theme today. The Nordic episode.
Yes,
so chic.
But yeah, I think I think maybe if it's a shot from behind and I've got like ass grazing red hair on the dragon, perfect.
Yeah.
And everyone's like, why is he doing that? But it doesn't matter.
But the people that you want to interest,
the people who it's for, it will find them.
Yeah. Okay, so then we know each other.
Yeah.
For people that don't know, as you can see from your face, you've got perfect skin. For anyone listening, Harry's got perfect skin. We met on a skincare retreat.
It's never, because we are now proper friends.
We are now proper friends.
And it is quite jarring. And it comes up a lot when people are like, oh, how did you guys meet? I think they imagine we'll be like, oh, we met on a job or something like that.
Yeah.
But yeah, we met on a skincare retreat, which
holding
was
hot chocolate sitting by a lake.
Yeah.
I'd been at Primavera, my first time at Primavera, and I had done a crazy amount of partying before, to the point where I got a UTI when I left Wilderness.
Cool.
It was crazy, girl. It was my first. It was it's the first one I'd ever had as well. I'd never have one before. I'd always with my friends been like,
was
get
it
over it? Just drink some water. No.
Was it worse than you imagined it to be?
Horrific.
Really?
It felt like my whole insides were on fire.
Oh, did that happen while you were on the retreat or not?
No, on the train back, and then Liverpool Street Station. That's where it really kicked off,
Yikes.
and I was like, couldn't walk. And I had to go to the pharmacy at Liverpool Street Station. The guy was like, "What are your symptoms?" And I was like, "I'm on fat. I can't."
You're like, I'm pissing lava.
Yeah, I was like, "I'm pissing lava," and he was like, "Well, you need to go and take a test to make sure it's definitely a UTI." And I was like, "It's definitely a UTI. Go do all that. Struggle to walk to the toilet, get back, and then show the extreme pH level of my piss."
Yeah.
And then the woman behind the counter is like, to the guy is like, "You need to give her the pills. She definitely has a UTI.
Oh,
Don't
God
ask her
bless
to do a
that
test."
woman.
I know.
Yeah.
Women.
She's a wreck.
First
wreck. Woman. What shop was it? Shout her out.
Liverpool
Boots.
Street Station.
Okay.
Say sister.
Yeah.
An older woman as well.
Okay.
They know. They get it. They're wise.
She's been through it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway, back to Wilderness. So we were at this gorgeous retreat.
Yeah.
And both of us were with a skincare brand.
Yeah.
Shout out One One Skin.
We love them.
Amelia, I knew Amelia, one of the PRs.
Yeah.
I don't know how did you get on it?
Imagine I was just there.
Just my weekend.
I was just there. I was just like, well, sure. If you're giving out eye masks.
Yeah.
I actually. Oh yeah. I think I also knew. I think it was also through Amelia. Yeah. I think so.
And then I remember being like, it's the guy from the internet. And then we ended up sitting, I think you said you were like, I'm going to go and jump in the lake tomorrow or today or something like that later on.
Cry for help.
Yeah. And it was cold.
Yeah.
But it was like summery time.
But it was like, I think it was. That makes me sound, I think, a bit more deranged. I'd like to say that it was specifically like a cold swimming spot.
Yeah,
it wasn't just like,
do that.
I'm going to jump in the lake.
Yeah.
And you were like, what an interesting character. I love your Keira Knightley videos.
Love you in a face mask. And then I was like, oh, I'll just join you.
Yeah.
And I joined you.
And I think I was quite surprised that you did. I was kind of like, I thought that was going to be one of those things. Because it was in the morning.
I turned up and it was like The Notebook. I remember turning up and you were sat at the end of the pier with your back to me, overlooking the lake, watching out at everything, the horizon.
Wow.
And I thought, wow, I think we're about to fall in love.
Yeah.
And then sat on the edge and we just like chatted about life and boys and the world. And then we were like, should we jump in? We jumped in and we swam quite far out.
Yeah, we
back,
did. Yeah.
And that was it. And then had hot chocolates. And
spent
this incredible weekend at this wonderful reserve.
Yeah, it was
nature
so
reserve.
beautiful.
And then have now become firm friends.
Whoops, firm friends.
And now I feel like we're each other's boyfriends.
Yeah. I
think it's
We've said that on numerous times. Yeah.
We do tapes together. We go to events
We
together.
practice kissing. We've both got real good.
So good at it. I can't believe how much there was to learn.
I feel the same. It's crazy.
It's crazy what you knew and what I knew, and we didn't know those things.
Yeah.
learning as an adult.
Yes, yeah.
There's
Learning
nothing
as
like it.
There's always room to grow. Yeah.
So now we also get into art together. I've found we've been trying to get each other wankily into art and be like, actually make it cool.
Yeah, well, this is the thing. I think I can't remember where was it at the RA that we discussed this, or was it before?
Yeah, because I said you come to the RA party with me, the Royal Academy of Art.
Let's just say it. Let's do the Royal Academy.
The Royal Academy of Art. Is
Yeah.
that what RA? Yeah.
Essentially, it should be
RA.
ROA.
Let's pitch that to them.
Guys, I know you're busy.
Yeah.
ROA.
And we went and we were like, God, we're both really into art. I did fine art in school, and I wish I knew more than I currently do. I feel ashamed that I don't know enough. And you're just very chic.
No, but I know truly nothing about art. I think it's those like two things that just felt so. I didn't do fine art. I didn't like learn history of art or anything really like that. I just like draw. I like people. I think like most of my algorithm on Instagram is people doing nice drawings. I just like art. But I don't know anything about it, and I think it would be such a chic thing to like understand it more.
Yeah, like even like we met Lolly Adefope at that party, and her brother knew so much about art, and he was so cool.
Yeah, it was. But imagine just being like going to what I've decided that I think would be a really good. I can't remember if I've discussed this with you. I want to go on more guided tours of galleries, because then, or like even if it's just like headphones, sorry, like I'm wearing right now. And because then I guess I want someone to speak to me like I'm an idiot. Yeah. Because when people are like, oh, I don't want to be like, it's like inspired by this, I'll be like, I don't know what you mean. Yeah. I don't know when that time was. Yeah. I've never heard of a still life.
I have.
Go on.
I have actually.
Okay.
I can tell you about that.
Yeah. Okay. Well, you'll tell me about still lifes, and then the rest I'll take from there.
Yeah. And you continue to teach me about kissing.
Yeah. I'll be like, okay, watch this still life.
Okay, so let's go to our first rec.
Okay.
So on She's a Rec, as you know, we recommend women and cool things. And you have some excellent ones. I love them all. Yeah. What one do you want to start with?
You know what? Because we've been talking about art, I actually think that I'll start with the Poppy Ackroyd one.
Yeah, go.
So this was it's classical music, and it was introduced to me on another podcast called Classical Fix. I know. You can bleep that out.
Wow.
And as soon as I mention anyone else, it's bleeped out. Any other woman that's not Lauren, bleeped out.
Quite right, you got the brief.
Yeah. And basically, again, in the same way that I know nothing about art, I know nothing about classical music. And it felt like something that was very, I don't know, I just didn't even know how to like enter it.
Yeah, how you access it.
And so I also kind of like wrongly assumed that all classical music was like from ages ago. Hey, listen, lots is. But there's people doing, like contemporary classical music.
Because you think of classical as old school rather than actually a style.
Yeah. And there's this song that I got introduced to. It's called Muted by Poppy Ackroyd. And I remember when I got played it, and I feel like if you're listening to this, it's a really short song, so give it a listen. Okay, so you've heard it. What would you say the instrument was that was being played? Oh, because it's like a dum 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 dum. Sorry, that was so a perfect rendition.
Do you know? Because I thought of pianos, which you're right, it probably isn't, but that's because some of the key that they're playing, I don't even know the right term to use because I'm not enough of a musician, but they're like dum 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 dum, and that's the wrong key as well.
Sorry, that did remind me of dum 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 dum.
Well, when I first started trying to like fiddle about on a piano, I had this like, I thought it was the most profound song I'd ever heard. Yeah. My just going,
your composition.
Fuck's sake.
Lauren had goosebumps the entire time.
I would just go down in octave, and I go dum 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 dum. And when she was doing it, I was like, oh my god, she's done it, but properly.
Not properly. I bet yours was just you just didn't record yours.
It's different.
It's annoying you didn't record yours.
But I actually don't know what the instrument was, but I found it very filmic. Yeah, it's almost sounded like a score.
Totally, I totally agree. So
very emotional.
You were so right that it's basically. This is why I loved it so much when it got introduced to me, because I was like, oh, that's such a like a tangible story about the song. And it's basically that, and also this might be wrong, I have not fact checked this, but this is what I got told the song was, and even if it's not that, it's a lovely story.
Lovely.
Is that basically Poppy Ackroyd had a young child in the house while she was writing this album. And so to not wake the baby, it is a piano, but she's laid like, I think it's like towels or something over the strings so that it's muted. And so that's why it's called muted. So it is a piano, but it's like, but it's, which is so smart.
No,
like,
that's so
isn't
cool.
that? And it's also just so lovely. If it's literally a song about not wanting to, like it's the
so
recording
delicate.
of it is not wanting to wake a baby, and the composition of it. And it's so beautiful and slow. And like it's also like
It's already a story.
Yeah.
In itself.
Which I was so like, and I was also, what I loved so much about that, I was like, I understood it so much without having had to have knowledge of like the history of classical music and like why this instrument is used then, which I've always been like rubbish at instruments. Tried so many instruments and been so bad at all of them.
The worst one?
The worst was violin, because I played for the longest and got the least. I think I genuinely played for about 6 years and got to grade 2.
Wow.
And I
that
remember
is mad.
they had this.
It's not the sexiest.
It's also I think cello is the sexiest instrument.
You're straddling it.
Yeah, you're actually not my point, but I actually love that because you're writing it. You can do that with the violin. It's just harder. But for violin, I remember one time very specifically being in a school orchestra when I was very, very, there was like a pretend school orchestra, and my like violin, it was basically just like a performance of like Three Blind Mice.
Sorry, I was just
school
picturing
orchestra.
You're all just pretending to play the instrument.
What's so
The
sad?
backing track.
Or just nothing.
What's so sad is that was my story apart from nobody else's. Right before it, they were like, Harry, I think it'd be so special if you were just like sort of playing just above.
No way.
I know, but I was there like full like.
So you pretended, playing nothing.
Yeah, because I was so bad at it.
That is heartbreaking.
I know, but actually only heartbreaking in retrospect, because at the time I was like, I've got a special job, because
my God, incredible teacher.
The teacher framed it in a way that she knew that I would love, which was like, you're special. You're doing
That's
this.
amazing.
Yeah,
That's
yeah,
amazing.
yeah.
Well, the story of the way when you sent me the song, I thought it sounds like a film score. It doesn't sound in any way what I would consider classical music to sound like.
Yeah.
I love that I'm being told that it is.
Yes.
That as someone with more expertise than me, and yourself, telling me that this is
hardly.
If we put this in a genre, it's classical music. So your perception of classical music isn't necessarily right.
Totally.
And I loved it, and it felt immediately emotional. I kind of love that it's like a little sign to like a woman that needs to make something, and almost like that's her career, and she's doing something, and she's adapting herself to motherhood as well.
Exactly.
And what women have had to do through motherhood, and this is one little section of that.
Totally, and it felt like such an intimate story that you could immediately understand and be in, and not feel like an idiot, which I feel like so often whenever I try and understand classical music, or I try and understand art, which is why, and I think like Russell Tovey, he has that Talk Art podcast again, which is like, and it's just I think so often it's put there to make you feel, I personally feel like an idiot every single time I go to any gallery, like that's like a big gallery. I'll go and okay, that I love. Always Matisse.
Really?
I feel like
or
a
moron,
and I'm every time I'm just like, love that, and it's like, what you've done is pointed out Matisse again. He's like, he's good. Oh, he's good. He's very good.
Should pop him in a
I was like, how much for this one actually?
But then I do think art's like it should be that you can just look at something and think that looks nice.
Yeah.
Isn't that what it is?
Do you prefer going to a gallery alone or with someone?
Oh, it really probably alone, I would say. Because sometimes I feel like I have to come up with pretentious chat.
Or feel a pressure to respond to something.
Because the way I respond to art is generally really how I feel. Like I know that's that profound thing to say.
Sorry, I'm shaking.
Yeah, but I will. There's lots of things that I've seen and I've gone, I really like it on first glance.
Yeah.
Then I'll look at it and somehow I have a huge imagination and can be really nostalgic, and I even have it with items in my house. Like I'll see something and it'll recall some sort of memory, and so there's often pieces where I'm like, that's a really beautiful piece, but it feels so sad because it reminds me of that breakup because we went to, I don't know, the beach that looked a little bit like that once. So I couldn't have that in my house. It would make me feel too sad all the time. And then other ones that are just like squares.
But I think we actually, what's interesting is that we
squares all over my house.
Yeah, you're like, what? I've never only got squares, like different coloured squares. You're like, remind me of nothing.
They mean nothing.
But it took me so long to realise that there can be a difference. And I remember we did this when we went round a gallery together, and you were so perfect to go round because we did a thing which I don't think either of us clocks, but we did a thing like really like it, but not for my home. And for ages, I forgot that there was a difference, that I can really like something and not want to see it every day.
Okay, second rec, what would you like to do?
I think I will go for Girls.
Yeah, go on.
So it's the TV show Girls. It's if you haven't watched it, you've probably heard of it.
Yeah.
And actually, first things first, have you watched it?
I have always wanted to dive right in, and I've watched like bits and bobs of it, but I haven't. I don't know if it feels almost too confronting to what I've had in my life.
Yeah, is
that crazy?
No, I think it is. I find the thing that I find so interesting, which I think recently there was a big resurgence of a rewatch of. So I would say I've watched the full show 3 times.
Oh wow!
Yeah. At different points in my life. So, and I think what's very interesting is that recently, especially with like TikTok, it had a big resurgence recently where a lot of people were rewatching it. And obviously there's been a lot of conversation that at the time people were they really conflated Lena Dunham and the character. Yeah. And so everything that was in the show would be, and basically they'd be like, Lena Dunham thinks that, and it would be, it would, and
yes, and she's come out and been like, no, this is a comment on different types of people.
Totally. And also now that it's been enough time, I think people are rewatching it just purely as a TV show.
Yeah.
Her is obviously an incredible writer, but with more distance from it being like,
it's her.
It's her, and we're responding to what she thinks. And it's just, what I found so interesting is it's obviously about a group of girls in their like early 20s that have just moved to New York. And I first watched it when I was younger than them. I watched it for the second time when I was around the same age. And then I watched it the third time when I was much older than them. And it's so interesting that I've got such different things from it each time.
Interesting.
So when I watched it the first time, it was incredibly aspirational. And I remember people being like, they're so annoying. But I was like, yeah, but they're also doing such cool, fun things.
Yeah.
And I was just like, they're doing it. They're like, I don't know, I just felt like they were living so much life. And I think I was so desperate to have that.
Yeah.
And then
in New York.
Yeah.
Like big, proper like young person, big city life.
Totally. And all being, I don't know, like the lostness of it, I think, because I wasn't in the midst of it. I was still in the I think I was still at school when it first came out. So I was still in such rigid structures of I knew what I was going to do. So that like liberation felt incredibly like intoxicating rather than scary. And then when I watched it the second time, I was in the midst of, I had no idea what I wanted. I knew what I wanted to do.
Were you living in London the second time?
Living in London. It was, and again, it was kind of early 20s. And I found it way more confronting. And I think that's the time that I found it the most. No, actually, I was going to say that's the time I found it the most because I think it's a melancholy kind of humour.
Yeah, it is.
It's a show that, which I imagine, like yourself, it's one of those ones that you watch it, you appreciate it's amazing, but it does make you feel sometimes a bit sad afterwards.
Yeah, because you're like, oh God, they're suffering. Am I suffering?
Yeah,
like, is this where it's going to end up?
And it feels like quite bleak and sometimes quite bleak and sometimes like very funny and very joyful.
Yeah.
But there is that undercurrent of bleakness. But I remember finding it almost being like company the second time I watched it. Like it felt like I was like, well, we're all going through this together.
Yeah.
You guys don't have it figured out. I don't have it figured out. And all my friends were in quite a similar position. So again, it also was quite helpful in that, which I think is so important when you're like in your early 20s and a bit lost and especially don't know what you're doing in like life and love and work. It helps to glamorize that a little bit. And so watching a TV show version of that, I was like, thank God.
Yeah.
And then the third time I watched it was quite recently, I think in the last like 2 years or so, and it made me so. My like strongest emotion is nostalgia, and
Same.
You were talking about it earlier,
Me too.
and it made me so nostalgic and so sad. But also, it really, I think, because I was doing more writing at that point, it also just. I always knew it was amazing writing and amazing characters, but I think I just was like, well, this is just unbelievable. Like the writing in it is unbelievable.
Brilliant.
I think it is like some of the best TV writing that I've ever
In what
watched.
sense? Like in terms of the storylines or in terms of the dialogue?
I think in terms of the
relationships?
dialogue, and it's also like and the characters, like it never feels. It's such an annoying phrase, I think, but it never feels written.
Yeah.
It always feels really interesting, and it's always in the things they don't say. And also, specifically, and I wanted to say this of like, she's a wreck the whole show, but she's a wreck specifically, Lena Dunham as a performer. She is so good as an actor in that show. Like it's, I think again, it so much was kind of taken over by it being her writing and her being so young when she was doing it. But like her as a performer in it is unbelievable. There's two scenes specifically that I always think of.
Yeah.
One both with Adam.
Yeah, he's so brilliant.
Who's so brilliant.
Yeah.
And there's one, and if you've watched it, you'll know, but it's like on either side of a hospital bed when Adam is basically being like, can we give this one last chance? And she's like, no, we can't.
Okay.
And it is truly giving myself goosebumps. It's so beautiful. Have you watched it?
Oh yeah.
Okay. Do you know the scene I'm talking
Fucking love
about?
girls. Yeah.
I need
And
to
it
watch it.
is-
Don't spoil
no.
too much because I actually think I should go and do it.
Oh,
I
yeah.
should
But it's
dive
like
in.
it's her having to be a big girl and basically be like,
That's what I'm
every
scared of.
single-
I don't want to be a big girl.
I think the difference with girls being a New York-based drama, you have something like Friends, which is so like, that's just young people and it's never attainable.
Friends are like
It's
ageless. You don't really know what age they're meant to be.
And they're in these warehouses that are crazy. Like you couldn't actually afford that. Girls, everything is like, oh yeah, if I was doing a similar thing to what I'm doing, you can kind of put
And
yourself
also-
in their world a bit more.
And all the jobs felt like jobs, like as in I can, like when Jessa worked at the baby store, I was like, that is like maybe the one job I didn't do in London, so I can so imagine doing it.
What about watching the third time around?
Yeah.
What made you so sad? Because I think it's going to make me sad, but I don't quite know why.
So it's in the same way that what made me, like the first episode of One Day made me so sad because
One
it
day
made me miss,
so sad.
but it made me specifically because it made me miss university, and and I think it's like the intimacy of that time, and that like you can't, when you're in it, you know, I think you get repeatedly told that like, oh, this is such a special time that you're with your like best friends and you don't know what you're doing and you're making like silly mistakes, but it all feels quite low stakes.
Yeah.
It is low stakes. It doesn't feel low stakes at the time, but it is quite low stakes. And I think it just made me be like, that type of intimacy is partly gone.
Yeah.
And I think that makes me really sad.
Yeah.
The ending of something or the changing of something.
It's like you can so look back with rose-tinted glasses around when, like, both of us now, I would say, would be more established in our lives, in our careers, like certainly much more stable than we would have been in our 20s.
Yeah.
Spoiler, we might be in our 30s.
We've just
I
reached
can still
20s.
play 26.
Yeah.
And I am 26.
You're 26.
Yeah.
Soon.
Oh, I can't wait for my birthday. But the way that I look back on like the struggle, like the long, horrible struggle when I first moved to London, and the amount of jobs I was doing as well, working, like I worked in the basement of Zara, I worked as a dog walker picking up other people's dog shit for ages, like all those sorts of things. And you look back on all that, and always, like everyone's always like, I wish I had enjoyed parts of it more. I wish I'd glamorized part. Like I think you're right in that glamorizing it. You now kind of glamorize it and go,
Totally.
God, those were like rugged,
Yeah.
hard, but like emotional times where I made some of my best friends are still my friends now. I wish I had relished in like it was gonna work out in certain parts of my life and that it was gonna be all right. That now I'm scared that I look at it and go, I don't know, do we do that? Do we just glamorize our whole lives? Is that how we have to get through it?
I think I certainly do. Like in the same way that you were saying something was like when that thing was a soundtrack.
Yeah.
I think sometimes it's so lovely to do it because I think it makes it. I don't know. Like I to be honest, there's certain times I think back, especially like early 20s when I just moved to London and I was working a job I really hated, and for no money, and I had an amazing like. My friends were my friends from uni, and I was so lucky with that. That was always like a real strong thing. But I felt like at the time it felt that they were all doing the things that they wanted to do, and I was like blindly knocking on doors and kind of I just had no idea how to access doing like acting and writing. And I remember that there are certain like times that I think back on that I'm like, oh, I really remember this moment of my 20s because I really like glamorized it in my mind. So it would be like, I remember it so bizarrely, and it was such a mundane day, but I remember listening to the Lumineers album.
Gorgeous.
Loved walking around Marylebone, which I'd just kind of never been around, and being like, I'm going to buy myself this heavily reduced lamp. This like, no, not, it wasn't a lamp. It was a flower vase.
A flower vase?
Just a vase.
Yeah, just a vase.
A flower vase from... Sorry, and it was like from Anthropology. Like, it was all
gorgeous,
so... Everything I was doing was so high street.
Yeah.
But because I was listening, I remember just being like, you're free and you can do this during the day.
Yeah.
And I remember glamorizing it at that point. And I look back on it so like...
I still do it with having a glass of wine in my house on my own.
Yeah.
I'll do it, like, I remember when had left home and I would have a glass of wine in the evening in my flat share, and I'd be like, I'm having a glass of wine like an adult. My mother used to do. My mum does all the time. But I still do it now. Even now, I'll sit in my house and be like, I'm allowed to have a glass of wine, like I'm in a... I'm Sex and the City.
Film. Like,
my
I'm
one
Bridget
now
Jones.
is quite Sex and the City. That's my reference point to my life now.
So, which I kind of, again, I came to Sex and the City quite late.
Same, me too, recently.
Really? Me too.
Yeah,
and I was just like, this is so fun.
Yeah.
So fun. And also,
martinis.
I kind of had no idea that because they are in the first season, are they in their early 30s?
Yeah, that's something like if you're 30-something, you're in season 1. Or you're in season 2. Or season 2, maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah, something like that.
Which is so fascinating. Yeah.
So I do love that. I think that's why we're actors.
And we're being both quite Carrie Bradshaw because we're living by
we
ourselves.
We are living by ourselves, living that life, getting out,
living that sweet life, just rocking to it, I guess.
That's a really good rec, and I am going to watch it.
Yes.
Okay, your book.
My book.
Yeah, this is interesting.
So this is Tin Man by Sarah Winman, and Sarah Winman I just love. So the first book that I read by her was When God Was a Rabbit. And that is just gorgeous special book. But Tin Man specifically, because it felt like it was written for me.
Oh, yeah.
Because it was, I remember just like seeing the cover and seeing a sunflower. And to go back to our earlier conversation of roses, sunflowers, I love sunflowers.
Lovely.
They're gorgeous. They're cheap. You can decorate a house real easy.
They're gorgeous and cheap.
They're nice and cheap.
Yeah, you like to live your life.
And it's just the most beautiful love story. And it's also, it's based, and it was set in Oxford, which is where I grew up. It had sunflowers on the cover. I love sunflowers.
Don't judge a book by its cover, but
Don't
this
judge
time,
it, but this time,
worked.
do.
Yeah.
And it's gay, which...
Yeah. What?
And I was actually I wanted to use this podcast to like publicly come out for the first time.
And welcome.
Thank you.
To the world, reborn.
To the
girly
world. But it was just, I remember just reading it and being like, gosh, this is so special. And it was like just talking about landmarks that I knew. And I actually I did a film called My Oxford Year that was, I think we filmed it last summer. And for a like wrap gift for the people in the cast, I got everyone a copy of Tin Man because it was set in Oxford. Thoughtful. And I was just like, and it used like points around Oxford that I recognised from kind of visiting and living there, but also some of the places that we'd filmed. So I was like, oh, this is a beautiful book. I hope people like it. But it's just, it's also, so basically, I won't give away anything because there are twists and turns about it, but it's basically about a relationship between three people. It's basically about two boys, Ellis and Michael, who are very, very close as childhood friends, and they grow up together. It's sort of the lines cross about what their relationship is. And then there's also another woman, Annie, that comes into their lives, and it's how they interact together. But the book is kind of set up in two halves that you hear from one side of the
I like that.
I think it's Ellis's side first and then Michael's.
It's making me think of when you get older and you read things like that, and it reminds you of scenarios in your own life that when you were younger you were like, oh, I think this was happening to me. Like, I didn't know how that person felt about me, but actually, like, I think we fancied each other when we were younger, and this is making me realise actually I think that's what was happening when I was younger, and I didn't know it at the time. And
doesn't that, for me also, just like it, like for some reason that breaks my heart so much when you're like,
I missed it.
These things that like could have happened. And I think especially because it was like a queer storyline, I think obviously that's a thing that must have historically happened so often, is that these like furtive glances that happened in the street or through someone you know could have been insane love stories, but weren't allowed to be, so had to be. And so it was so interesting, reading the other side of the story, and it being like everything that this one person thought maybe was happening. And if one person had made a move, the story would be completely different.
Oh, that's good.
But instead it was just like this, the fear getting in the way of a love story. But the beauty of this book and why I think it's so hopeful is that it doesn't pursuing those love stories makes room for another love story.
Yeah, it doesn't mean your life's over.
Totally.
It doesn't mean that was the story ended.
Yeah. But I also think like, again, it's that thing what you were talking about of like when you're younger, or not even when you're younger, sorry, me last week going on a date and being like, me building up such a narrative and not knowing the other side of the story, and it's just so satisfying to read a book where you get both sides.
I think it makes me think of, I was in Amsterdam this weekend, and Dutch men are extremely hot, by the way.
Yes,
didn't know that.
Yeah, I did.
Also, did you?
Yeah,
apparently they're like, can be like quite direct and a bit dull, but I didn't get that.
Okay.
I found, but I fucking so many men on the street, to the point where there was one man where we locked eyes at 10 a.m. in the morning, and I was going with my friends and their baby and the dog. Yeah. And we didn't drop eye contact for maybe 10 seconds. And I was like, I'm not doing it. I'm not dropping it. I won't be the one to drop it. He was so hot. He was piercing blue eyes, gorgeous. And we walked past each other, dropped eye contact when we passed. That was it. And someone later was like, so then what happened? Did something happen? And I was like, no, that was kind of it. Yeah. And he said it's one like gay cruising, and then the other it's like, wonder what could have happened had I done it, or had I not. Yeah. Could that man have been something? Because like nowadays, more and more, spoiler, I'm single. I've been going to bars and like I'll just get, if I fancy it, I'll just give him my number, and sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. Like sometimes they'll reach out, sometimes they won't. Yeah. And it's actually like losing that fear of just doing it is really exciting.
But I think you read as someone that's so confident that like the doing of it feels quite like natural for you. Like,
but I've never been. Pre relationships recently.
Really?
That I haven't really done that. No, I've suddenly found this.
Because we've never been friends with you as a single person. No, I suppose. So this is it. And hey, listen, she rocks. She's good. Like she's so good at kissing.
Harry, thank you so much for coming on. She's a wreck. I love you.
I love you so much. This was so much fun. I love
so much fun.
Yes.
They're in silence now, but they're just bobbing their hands. Oh my god!
Wait, should we end it with us practice kissing? But we pretend that we.
Oh no. Oh dear.
You have to end it. You have to end it because
like this.
We're like, voraciously. You will hold the.
I think you have to hold the head.
Okay, I think. Well, actually, sorry. For kissing, do you prefer someone holds the back of your neck or the back of your head?
I really like it when you can get into the neck. I like a held here, and then when it gets going.
My issue is that I think I'm quite like germaphobe. I don't love being touched on my face.
Oh, neither.
Unless they've just washed their hands.
Not unless I'm into you.
It's like my favourite kiss in the entire world. Sorry, apart from our one, is a kiss straight after both parties brushing their teeth.
Gorgeous. So sexy.
Love it. Yeah. So much.
So sexy.
Yeah.
And then no more after that. Bed.
Yeah. Then bed or marriage. Thank you very much.
On that appropriate note.
Yeah.
Okay, thanks everyone for listening to that. Did that freak you out? That I can't believe.
You know how you said at the start that you didn't remember, how much kissing was in that.
I remember now. Oh, there's a She's a Extra story I can tell about kissing. Oh God, no, it's so personal. It is funny though.
Okay.
It's funny. Wow. Okay, so if you want to go on the Patreon, Jesus, you can get that.
And there's more Harry. We'll do one more bonus rec from him on the Patreon this week. But the main Patreon, as we said before, is a Q&A.
Yeah, of really just personal information from me. Again, jeez,
you'll basically be able to do Lauren's tax return if you sign up to Patreon.
What is this podcast going to become? I'm just going to put far too much information about myself on the internet. Okay, next week though, just before you go, next week we've got another very close dear friend who's actually kind of a new friend in the last couple of years. It's called Lindsay Holland. Lindsay is a surfer, and she originally was like one of the first ever Instagram influencer girlies, and then went through a really big life event that drove her to surfing, to like need something to find joy again in her life, and she started surfing. And her whole thing is that she, like I admit, she's not the best at it. I think she's pretty fucking good at it now, but she says she's not the best at it, but it has been the thing that has brought her like complete peace, joy and fulfillment in her life. And she now does retreats. She is all over the internet about it, and I ended up on her retreats doing surfing, and I found surfing at a time that I kind of wanted and needed it as well. And she also talks so beautifully about like love and relationships, and I think it gives like I don't know, for me, I love hearing podcasts like this where people get into like the deep sense of like where their relationships have gone and love and life, and it's really inspiring. It's really, really inspiring, and she is very inspiring. Yeah. So wait for that next week.
Yeah, it's a good kind of get your shit together without that like peer pressure of like.
Yeah, it's a really good like welcome to 2026.
Yeah.
Like reset. This is how you can live your life.
Reset in a nice way.
Yeah.
That isn't like my friends are doing that. My family's doing that. It's like I'm
really
just going to do this for me.
Fulfilling, really good fulfilling things that don't feel like pressure, but feel like how to live life better.
Exactly.
Yeah. Cool.
So Lindsay
Holland next week.